Thank you.
Notice is hereby given of the regular meeting of the Board of Education of the Town of Westfield in the County of Union, New Jersey at 7:30 p.m. on the evening of Tuesday, June 17, 2014, in the boardroom of the Administration Building, 302 Elm Street, Westfield, New Jersey. The purpose of the meeting is to transact the regular business of the Board and to transact any other business to come properly before the Board. This is to advise the general public and to instruct that it be recorded in the minutes that in compliance with Chapter 231 of the Public Laws of 1975, entitled the Open Public Meetings Act, the Westfield School Board on Friday, June 13, 2014, caused to be posted at the office of the Board of Education located at 302 Elm Street, Westfield, New Jersey, and delivered to the Westfield Leader, the Star Ledger, the Westfield Library, the Town Clerk of Westfield, the Alternative Press, and Patch.com, a meeting notice setting forth the time, date, and location of the meeting. Dana, can we do a roll call?
Rich Matesic.
Here.
Lucy Biegler.
Here.
Ann Carey.
Here.
Mark Friedman.
Here.
Brendan Galligan.
Here.
Roseanne Kerstead.
Here.
Ginny Lights.
Here.
Gretchen Olig. Mitch Slater.
Here. All right. Ann, could you lead us in the flag salute?
Please join me.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right, for our announcements this evening, should we start with the caution?
That would be great.
Okay, we have some special announcements this evening. I'll do them from the podium. Okay, tonight we begin the announcement portion of our meeting with a special recognition of our state champion boys lacrosse team. Their Group 4 championship is especially celebratory because it is the first such championship award since 1987, when I understand that some of the fathers and uncles of the current players were on that year's lacrosse team. And now we celebrate the 2014 boys lacrosse team, who were in the state title as well as the Group 4 North Championship. I'm pleased that many of you were able to attend our meeting. I know it's a very busy week for all of you, and especially for our seniors. So as I call your name, if you'd please come up to the podium and accept your certificate of congratulations, and then stand in the front until we're done with all the recipients. That would be terrific. And I'm going to start with the seniors. Chris Aslanian. Congratulations. Thank you. Andrew Capuano. Craig Jarvis. Patrick Decker. Jake Kaplan. Okay. Jack Kessler. Sebastian Trott. That brings us to our juniors on the team. Patrick Aslanian. Jackson Simcox. James Brucia. Okay, James couldn't be here tonight. Jackson Frontero. Oh, that's it? Okay. Any sophomores?
We just have Dane Huber and Chris Howell.
Are they here tonight?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, so if Chris Callahan? Oh, okay, great. Congratulations. And Dane Huber, I'm sorry I didn't have you in the original file, but a senior and co-captain. Great job this year. Congratulations. We also congratulate the following varsity team members who had previous engagements and were unable to attend this evening. Matt Beauchamp, Sean Beaurod, Jackson Boyle, Andrew Castellone, Alex D'Amato, and Sebastian was here, I believe, right? Juniors, Matt Lanzano, Kyle Rittendale, and Connor Webb. Sophomores, James Bollinger, Toby Bergdorf, Jack Cash, Owen Caldwell, Kevin Frega, Matt McElroy, and Blake Taylor. And freshmen, Kyle Dombrowski and Owen Prabilski. Congratulations to all of you. And lastly, I'd like to hear a round of applause for our head coach, Patrick Toohey, and assistant coaches, Boomer Werthmeyer and Chris Knight. They are all former Westfield High School players and graduates. Mr. Toohey, if you would please come to the podium to receive our certificate of congratulations for being named the Group 4 Coach of the Year and the Courier News Coach of the Year. Congratulations. Great job. Would you like to say a few words?
Basically, just want to thank these guys here. Couldn't get anything done without them. And the way that they bought into the program and sacrificed day in and day out. It's not just the season; it's what they do throughout the year. But not just men or young men of good athletic ability, but men of great character. Guys that put on a fundraiser for Imagine this year, which was a huge success for us. They did a cleanup on Earth Day with Mayor Skibitsky. We went and cleaned up Gumpert Fields. Second year we've done that. And just all around, great young men. It really gives me a lot of hope for the future of what we're producing here out of Westfield High School and out of Westfield Athletics. And thank you all for your support, because without your guys' support, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. So thank you very much.
Thank you all for coming out tonight and for all your hard work and determination throughout the season. You regained the state title for Westfield, and we are very proud of you for representing our school and our town so well. Thank you. Yeah, we'll have to. You guys don't need to stay.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Couldn't jump up fast enough.
We have another very special announcement regarding the fine arts students tonight, but we thought, just with regard to everyone's time, we asked them to come at 8 o'clock. So we're going to move into the meeting, and then when at 8 o'clock, we'll jump back to that particular announcement. Were there any other announcements at this time? Okay, so let's start down with Brendan. Anything down your end?
Yep, I have a couple. Congratulations to Kevin Miller, who's completing his junior year at Westfield High School. He was presented the West Point Eisenhower Leadership Award, which recognizes our nation's outstanding high school juniors who have demonstrated exceptional performance in academics, athletics, community service, leadership, moral character, and who promote the values of national service as exemplified by Dwight D. Eisenhower. The West Point Society of New Jersey sponsors a number of high schools throughout New Jersey. Each year, these high schools select a high school junior who exhibits the exceptional performance and potential in the areas of academics, athletics, community service, good citizenship, and leadership.
This one is from the elementary schools. On May 29th, approximately 75 students recently took part in McKinley School's annual 4th grade Wax Museum in Westfield. This year's exhibit was celebrating innovation, trailblazers. Each student was tasked with researching an innovator in their field, writing a speech, assembling a costume, and creating a display to present at the museum. The entire school visited the exhibits, which were also admired by many McKinley families. Congratulations to Sarah Zong, a 4th grader at Jefferson Elementary School, who won the La Petite Orchestra competition in May 2014. She will play as a soloist with the Central Jersey Symphony Orchestra this Friday evening, June 20th, at the Nash Theater, Raritan Valley Community College. Congratulations.
Is that it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So first of all, I would like to remind the public that there will be 2 open seats on the board come the next election in November, my seat and Roseanne's seat. Anyone who's interested can see Dana Sullivan, the business administrator, to pick up a petition, which is due July 7th. Is that-
July 28th.
Oh, July 28th. Just want to remind everyone. And this is from Westfield High School. Following are results from some of the national exams in world languages. For more information and names of awardees, please check the district website. 57 Westfield students earned a variety of awards and recognitions at all 4 levels of the Latin National Exam. Noteworthy results this year include the students who took the Latin 4 exam, every single one of whom won an award, and senior Mark Gillespie, who received a gold medal on the exam for his 4th consecutive year. Students from Westfield High School earned a total of 9 gold, 13 silver, and 11 bronze medals, along with 29 honorable mentions on the 2014 National Spanish Examinations. According to the National Director of the Exams, attaining a medal or honorable mention for any student on the National Spanish Examinations is very prestigious because the exams are the largest of their kind in the United States, with over 150,000 students participating in 2014. And students from Westfield High School also participated in the Italian National Exam, competing against students from 105 schools across 20 states. The exam was taken by more than 5,000 students, and a total of 24 Westfield High School students who studied the Italian language received an honorable mention. Congratulations.
Lucy, anything down
Yep. So Time Out New York recently included Westfield as one of 5 of the coolest places in New Jersey for New Yorkers. In the description of Westfield, Time Out New York cites the good public school system. The article appears in its entirety on our website, and I have to agree.
So from the high school, congratulations to 7 Westfield High School 11th graders who have achieved perfect test scores in May on the SAT standardized test widely used for college admission criteria. They include, for math, 2, Brian Chow, Kaylee Denner, Jack McKinley, Caroline Stocking, and Eli Wirtschafter, and for reading, Maria Lizzo, and for Spanish, Jameson Mayer. Congratulations. Great accomplishment.
And to our youngest school children from Lincoln School, congratulations to the 165 students who participated in kindergarten graduation ceremonies at Lincoln School on June 12th. Following a pomp and circumstance procession to the stage with their artwork as a bright visual backdrop, the students sang 7 songs, all based on the theme of world harmony. 3 separate celebrations were held to accommodate both the morning and afternoon classes. Principal Audrey Zavitz told the students, "You were fabulous. I am so very proud of you." Congratulations to our youngest students, our 165 kindergartners.
Last days of school. I hope everyone knows these days by now, but just in case, here's a reminder. The last day of school for K through 8 students is Friday, June 20th. The last 2 days of school, June 19th and June 20th, for K through 8 students will be 4-hour sessions. The last day of school for grades 9 through 12, that's the high school, is June 19th. This is also graduation, which will be held at Keller Stadium. The last 2 days of school, June 18th and 19th, for the high school, grades 9 through 12, will be 4-hour sessions.
And
And I would like to thank the gentleman who has been the board videographer for the past 2 years, Mr. James Wack. Will be graduating in just a few days. We're very happy that he's going to be attending the Pennsylvania Institute of Technology this fall, and we'd like to thank him for his commitment to this, and we will miss you next year. Please come visit.
Can I put you on the spot and come in front so everyone can see you?
I know I've never seen him.
All right. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, our next Board of Education meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, August 26th, here at 302 Elm Street, and we certainly wish everybody a most enjoyable summer. With that, should we just proceed into the meeting? All right. I would like to recognize the public for agenda items only at this time. All right, seeing no one come to the podium, we'll go to the minutes, and I would ask the board to approve the minutes of the board meeting held on June 10, and the private minutes also held, minutes of the private meeting also held on June 10th. All those in favor? Oh, may I have a second?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Roseanne. Any questions, comments?
I abstain, I wasn't here.
And all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Mark abstained, I will abstain as well, I wasn't in the minutes. Okay, all right, that takes us to personnel. Mark?
Okay, I would like the board to consider personnel motions personnel items 1 through 32, of which 27 through 32 were at your place as an addendum.
Second.
Mitch, thank you. Any questions? Dr. Dolan, any comments on this? I don't think so.
No specific ones unless there are questions. It is the end of the year. We are trying to get ourselves ready for September, so that is why we have a number of ones on the addendum. But we are in good shape with teachers and paraprofessionals for the beginning of the school year.
Thank you. Any other questions? Dana, please.
Rich Matesic.
Yes.
Lucy Biegler.
Yes.
Ann Carey.
Yes.
Mark Friedman.
Yes.
Brendan Galligan.
Yes.
Roseanne Kirsted.
Yes.
Ginny Lights.
Yes.
Mitch Slater.
Yes.
That's it.
All right. That brings us to facilities, and should we hold that discussion for the finance motions?
Sure.
Okay. Long-range planning. Ginny?
No report.
All right. Policies. I know Gretchen is out. Were you going to run that for her? Thank you very much.
Sure. I would like to ask the board to approve the following policies for first reading: 2361, 2622, 2622.1, 3282, and 4282. May I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Ginny. Any questions or comments on these policies?
Where do you want to start?
Well, let's start with the acceptable use for computer network, computers, personal electronic devices, and technology resources. This is a revised policy, and it has been looked at by quite a few committees and quite a few people in the district. And while our understanding and needs of our computer network and personal electronic devices and technology resources is ever-changing and growing and morphing, we are going to continue to look at this policy and update it as needed, but we, as I just proposed in the resolution, ask the board to approve this version as is so that we can move forward with our summer packets for parents that parents and kids need to sign. So are there any specific questions? Yes, Ginny.
I have some very minor changes that are some little language that I'll pass on.
Okay.
But in addition, on the regulations, page 9, two items. Disk storage, I was thinking maybe storage usage. or rather disk usage. And then in security, Dr. Dolan, there's a, I'm going to turn off the whole thing.
Okay.
There's a reference that if a breach of security or a problem has been identified, the user must notify, and then it says the appropriate school district staff member. Could we try to identify something a little more specific there?
Sure.
I'm making a note, so you'll also
Okay.
receive that. It doesn't change the intent at all.
Okay.
And then the final page of the regulation, which is page 11. The listing of consequences for violations of the policy. Numbers 4 and 5, suspension of computer privileges. I just wondered if that should really be more like digital privileges. Because I don't know that we're focused only on computers themselves.
Right.
Makes sense.
Yep. That's it. And then I have some, I'll pass along my whole
Okay.
policy.
Thank
That'd
you.
be great, yeah.
And then the,
I had two comments.
oh, yes.
So the first, just on page 1, the red language at the top, it says the board supports access by pupils to these information sources, but reserves the right to limit in-school use. I would add the words, or home use of district equipment
Right.
to materials and processes, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
And then on page 2, the third paragraph from the bottom, there's language in red that says the board therefore adopts the following standards of conduct. And then you go down to standards of use, and it says the board directs the superintendent to establish standards for use. I didn't know if we should, in this earlier one, we should say the board therefore directs the superintendent to establish.
Which one, the first one you read or the last one?
The first one I read, I think should be,
Yes, the board therefore directs the superintendent.
Or some
Right.
word similar to that.
yeah, something like that. We don't have to, you can revise it for the next round. but That's all I had.
So rather than adopt, is that what you're referring to?
Well, it says we adopt the following standards of conduct, but they aren't there.
Yes, I know.
So, yes, that's what I'm talking about.
So just for complete disclosure, there is a reference to the form that we're using, you know, the waiver acceptability by students and parents.
Right.
And I also made a note that we should make sure that it matches the title, either the title of the policy.
Yes, we spoke about that.
We spoke about it and it didn't quite get there.
Okay.
So I also kind of called it out. So you'll see that.
So,
But otherwise, I
we
think
go,
it's,
I don't understand your change, Rich,
I
your
don't either.
suggestion. The board therefore adopts, do we want to say adopts standards delineated by the superintendent? Or are we saying the board, are you taking out the fact that the board adopts standards of use? Or,
Well, what are they? I mean, are they here?
I think the standards of use are in
Are
the
they the-
regulations.
Okay.
I think, that's my understanding of, that's my reading of it. You know, the student,
yes, we moved a lot of things around and it may not flow quite.
so your question was, where are these standards, right?
Well, I thought what was happening is we're saying the board directs the superintendent to establish
Right,
standards.
right.
Okay.
And if we are, then we should just put that first.
Ah, okay, I gotcha. Okay,
Make sense?
yep,
That's all I had.
okay.
Or
On this
maybe
policy.
put the rest of that sentence, take away the beginning of it, where we adopt them,
Mm-hmm,
and down at the bottom where it says directs to establish.
right,
Put all those little
Yes.
parentheticals,
yes,
or whatever they are,
mm-hmm,
descriptives.
got it.
Maybe that goes in the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Comments on the other policies?
Oh, yeah. Yes,
Which one's next?
let's pick one.
The next one,
22.
26, 22.
I'm good on that one.
You're good?
I'm good.
Okay. 26, 22.1.
Yeah,
Good?
no. I have a question. Only 3 sentences. Dr. Dolan, the first sentence. Board directs district to maintain program of assessments, okay, which shall be designed to measure pupil progress and provide data for curriculum development. Do we also mention that the assessments are used for targeted pupil instruction? Or is that the next level byproduct?
Yeah, I would think would be the next level.
Okay, so that, we don't need to,
To address it there, no.
I know it's addressed. All right, then I'll just give you what I have. It's just a little,
Okay.
Okay. Okay, 3282.
yes. So this policy kind of started out to be use of social networking sites, and then we changed it to digital communication.
Right.
Do we want to call it digital communication and use of social networking sites? Because I noticed that it integrates a lot of reference to social networking sites.
I think that might be a good idea because honestly,
We weren't sure.
the law calls it out.
Okay,
So I think it would be good to make that clear.
okay. Then that's good, and I'm comfortable with that, and I would say that the same should be done for the next
Yes.
policy, which is the support staff members.
Yes.
And the title of the first policy should reference teachers as opposed to school staff, or teaching staff.
Right.
And then, because the next one references support staff.
Okay.
And then in the second one,
Right.
these social networking site references can stay in.
Right, okay.
And I'm giving you my pages.
Okay.
Just a quick comment on page 3
Yes, sir.
of 3282.
Uh-huh.
The paragraph halfway down starts as a general matter. So the point of it is that you can't give your private cell phone number without prior approval of the
Yes.
administration, but you are allowed to text and make phone calls. So as soon as you do that, you've given them your private number, generally speaking. So we ought to just recognize that.
And the general matter team staff members and coaches.
But I thought they weren't supposed to be texting.
What's that?
I thought we had discussed that they were texting or making phone calls.
We did. We also, if you remember at the policy committee meeting, we talked about submitting the policy to both a coach and a fine arts person who works with students in an extracurricular. And so the feedback we got is that is done all the time. And that's necessary, for example, especially when a group, either a team or a band or whomever, are performing elsewhere, they have to have that access.
So then how can does it call it out that for coaches or those extracurricular are the exceptions? Where did you point that out, Rich?
I wasn't making quite
On
that
page
point, but
3
that
of
was on
4.
page 3, yeah.
Lucy, of either policy, I guess. Where I'm looking at one that's right under the title, teaching staff members and coaches use of cell phone. Yes, after 12, right there, and then that next paragraph.
Okay.
It does have the caveat there that the building administrator or program supervisor needs to know.
Right.
Because, I mean, it could be coaches, it could be band directors, but it could be the debating coach, and there are a number of different positions I think it could be. I think that's why it's a bit general.
And you may not want to call it, because coaches generally in this case refers to athletic, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
That's the way it was written, right? But it could be used in that way for performance.
Absolutely.
But I guess teaching staff members covers that.
Well, then I think something more, maybe more broadly has to be stated up front. In the second sentence where it says, board believes teaching staff members and coaches must establish. So maybe it's, and
Advisors.
extracurricular advisors, whatever. I think it has to recognize that that is a major form of communication.
Yep.
And that there's an urgency, but there's also an assumption that it's going to be an immediate,
Yes, and it's not personal.
yeah,
Right.
It's not personal.
to inform
back and
immediately.
forth. It's school or club or sport related.
I thought we'd also discussed that the parents of that student were to either be notified or receive, have to grant permission before teachers or coaches could text or call their children. I know it's something we discussed. I don't think it's in here, but
It is something we discussed, you're absolutely right. But you're right, in the end, it didn't end up into the policy, yeah. But we did discuss it, right. But I think what we did find is what was just mentioned, and I bet you there are people in the audience who are involved in the band who would know this, that that's a major form of communication between not only band, but in other groups like that. They do utilize the phone on a regular basis. It's how people communicate these days. So whether it's rehearsals that need to be changed or whatever, it's a fact that there's that communication going on. But as Roseanne mentioned, it has to be, the information has to be kept to those rehearsals or those practices or those change in games because of weather or whatever.
Okay?
So I guess it's just about broadening it.
Yeah.
Yes.
A general matter, teaching staff members, as a general matter, teaching staff members, extracurricular advisors, and coaches shall not give out their privacy.
Yeah.
Okay,
And everybody's here.
we ready for a vote?
Yeah, I have one,
Oh.
sorry. This will be quick. 4282, the regs. The list from 1 to 7 of all the things you can't do, actually 1 to 10. That should probably be the same as the other policy.
Well, it was, yeah, what happened was, yes, you're right, now it
Okay.
should be, because
So
social
we can just
networking was
conform
taken
Yes.
away, but
So they're back, so it's,
You just
Same,
want to,
right.
before we approve it, you just want to make sure they're the same.
I think so.
okay.
All right. Anybody else, comments, questions on the policies? Good for a vote.
Good for a vote.
Dana?
Rich Matasek.
Yes.
Lucy Biegler.
Yes.
Ann Carey.
Yes.
Mark Friedman.
Yes.
Brendan Galligan.
Yes.
Roseanne Kirsted.
Yes.
Ginny Lights.
Yes.
Mitch Slater.
Yes.
Thank you. Before we go to curriculum, I'd just like to go to another very special announcement this evening, which I'll do from the podium. So I have the pleasure this evening to also recognize, in addition to our earlier lacrosse players, students in our fine arts program who have recently received state recognition for their exceptional talent. And as I call your name, if you'd please step to the podium and accept your certificate from the Westfield Board of Education to honor your achievement, and then please just stay up in front of the room until we're all done with everyone. We're going to start by paying tribute to the students selected for the 2015 All-States Women's Chorus. This choir is an incredibly selective group chosen from all over New Jersey. 6 vocalists were selected from Westfield High School, and I'd like to go through those presentations now. So Laura Serace, if you would please come up. Hold on one second. Sorry. Jessica Zimmerman. Lauren Eshaw. Emily Holtzman. And unable to attend the meeting this evening are the other vocalists, Erin Hanlon and Hasitha Kakaletti. Congratulations. Next, we'd like to recognize the 4 Westfield High School students who were chosen from hundreds of high school students statewide for the All-State Mixed Chorus. And those students are Noah Bram, Alex Sestero, Julian Moan, and Catherine Coe. All right. You may recall an announcement that Dr. Dolan made at one of our earlier board meetings this spring. She read from a professional drama critic's description of Westfield High School's production of Anyone Can Whistle. And that was pretty impressive. And the accolades kept coming. At the recent Paper Mill Rising Star Awards ceremony, 2 of our students won awards for this musical. And they are Samantha Gruskin Samantha won the award for Student Achievement in Stage Management. Congratulations. And Alexa Derman, who received an award for Student Achievement in Hair and Makeup Design. Unfortunately, Alexa could not be with us this evening. Our vocal music teacher at Westfield High School, John Brzezowski, earned honorable mention in musical direction. In the fall, the Westfield High School, it gets bigger and bigger. The Westfield High School Drama Department took on a challenging drama called Metamorphosis. There were 25 in the cast and approximately 75 on crew, who did a phenomenal job in creating an actual wading pool. At the Montclair State University Theater Night Awards on May 12th, it won the Outstanding Overall Production Award. Westfield High School's Metamorphosis was one of only 6 plays nominated for Outstanding Production of a High School Play. The recipients of the Theater Night Awards are selected through a rigorous, multi-staged adjudication process following viewing of more than 50 school plays statewide. And here this evening to accept our congratulations for winning this top award are the stage managers, Samantha Gruskin, Matthew Hoppin, and Stephen Bubniak. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Okay. Westfield's Theater Department also won an outstanding performance by supporting actress in a drama for 10th grader Jessie Zimmerman. And the award for Outstanding Achievement in Stage Direction was presented to Westfield High School drama teacher Daniel Devlin. All right, I'd just like to jump back for 1 minute to the 2015 Women's All-State Chorus. I apologize, we did not have Lucy Hale's certificate up here tonight, so. All right. On May 15th, at the 47th Annual Bucks County Playhouse Student Theater Festival, 2 8th graders from Roosevelt Intermediate School in Westfield were presented the Outstanding Solo Performance Awards for their short comic scenes. They were Eve Crandall and Julian Mazzola.
Unbelievable. One for everything.
Congratulations. Great job.
We're just thinking he's gonna move you out of there.
It's all right.
He's gonna do stand-up for you.
Roosevelt drama teacher Kimberly Johnny accompanied 27th 8th grade drama students to the combination workshop and competition, which was attended by students throughout the region. Also at the intermediate level, Amanda Zhang, an 8th grade student at the Edison Intermediate School in Westfield, had her artwork displayed at the State House in Trenton this year. Amanda's acrylic painting was one of only 6 art pieces selected to represent Union County in the State Youth Art Month exhibit in Trenton. Amanda was unable to attend our meeting this evening, but her certificate has been given to her art teacher, Allison Hooper, and she will present our certificate to her. Congratulations to her. Lastly, we congratulate a familiar name at our Westfield Board of Education meetings, Westfield High School senior, Fraser Wiest. He won the $1,000 grand prize in the Harmonium High School Choral Composition Contest for the 2nd consecutive year. A panel of judges consisting of professional musicians, composers, and music educators selected the winning compositions. Congratulations. Clearly, we have a multitude of talent here in the Westfield Public Schools. The Westfield Board of Education is very proud of all these students whose hard work and many hours of practice were recognized throughout the state with numerous awards. Congratulations to all of them and to all of their teachers, and please enjoy your summer. Thank you.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night now.
We should have had them sing something.
I thought of that.
What?
I thought of that, but I put one person on the spot enough tonight.
All right, if we could turn to curriculum, instruction, and programs. Roseanne.
Sure. I'd like to ask the board to approve the ELL 3-year program plan for school years 2014 to 2017.
Second.
Thank you, Anne. This is a requirement of the state that we need to submit this 3-year plan. Mr. Greer, our supervisor of world languages, is also the supervisor of ESL, ELL, bilingual education. The term is used in all different, those different terms are used to address the population of students who are learning English in our school districts. And that's all. Are there any questions? Dana?
Rich Matesic.
Yes.
Lucy Biegler.
Yes.
Ann Carey.
Yes.
Mark Friedman.
Yes.
Brendan Galligan.
Yes.
Roseanne Kursted.
Yes.
Ginny Lights.
Yes.
Mitch Slater.
Yes.
And also ask the board to approve the district field trips as attached. Can I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Lucy. Questions? Can I have a roll call?
Rich Matesic.
Yes.
Lucy Biegler.
Yes.
Ann Carey.
Yes.
Mark Friedman.
Yes.
Brendan Galligan.
Yes.
Roseanne Kursted.
Yes.
Ginny Lights.
Yes.
Mitch Slater.
Yes.
That is all for SIP.
Finance, Mark.
Okay, a few things. So I'd like the board to consider finance items numbers 1 through 30. Numbers 2 and 3 have been amended, and they are at your table, just a clarification of some minor wording.
Second.
Second, thank you, Roseanne. Just a couple of points in here. Finance item number 1 is the authorization of us being able to sell bonds for the balance of our roofs, $3.2 million. The work to be done over, most of the work to be done over this summer. Anything else, Dana, you want to call out on that?
No, just that we are significantly under our budgeted amount. We had originally asked for and were approved for a bond sale of $13.6 million. Because both last year and this year, we were able to bid early and had lots of bidders interested and lots of competition. We're actually about $3.5 million under our budget and expect to probably stay there. Unless something unforeseen happens, we should not have to sell the other $3.5 million in bonds.
And so what does that mean for the taxpayers, for us as a district? Can we use that money somewhere else?
We cannot. We can use it if something arises in the roof projects that we're doing and we're approved for. If something comes up unforeseen, which I don't think will happen, we can use it for that. But we cannot use it for any other projects.
So the tax increase that was projected when we went out for the bonds will be less?
It will be less, and it will actually even be less than what we projected anyway, because we had projected, I believe, a 20-year payback of the bonds. Last year, the bonds that we sold, last year we did over 15 years, and this year we're actually doing over 10 years, which is saving us also a lot of money. And we're getting, last year we got great interest rates.
Great.
And hopefully we'll have the same this year.
Okay.
Good, thank you. And then also, item number 6, Ginny, would you like to make a comment on that?
Yeah, just item number 6 is approval of the Westfield Support Staff Association contract with the Westfield Board of Education. This is a contract that we negotiated with our custodians, maintenance, and mechanics, 55 individuals. We're very pleased to say that we were able to meet our salary increase guidelines of 2%. We worked very hard with the custodians, and we thank them for dedicating their energy to approving this, negotiating the terms with us and approving their end of this contract. So we look forward to approving this tonight.
Thank you. Any
Thank
other
you.
questions or comments on finance?
I had one for Dana. Number 4, Dana. Approve the following resolution for insurance services. I noticed that although the overall average increase was 1.9%, school board legal liability insurance had increased significantly, 15–16%. Attributable to litigation?
It is, and it's not just in our district, because we're in a consortium with other school districts, and that's where the bulk of the payouts are statewide, is in that part of the policy, so that's why you see a larger increase there than elsewhere. Also, as I noted in my notes, New Jersey School Board's insurance is no longer covering mold remediation,
Yes.
so that's another part of insurance that we are getting quotes for right now, so it's not included in this premium, so there'll be a slight increase in our insurance costs once we get a price for that kind of coverage.
Is there anything that we can do as a board or you can do as a business administrator within the board legal liability area?
No.
Right.
No.
Okay.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you. Dana?
Rich Matesic?
Yes.
Lucy Biegler?
Yes.
Ann Carey?
Yes.
Mark Friedman?
Yes.
Brendan Galligan?
Yes.
Roseanne Kursted?
Yes.
Ginny Lights?
Yes.
Mitch Slater?
Yes.
Anything else?
Nope, that's it, thank you.
Legislation, Ann.
No report.
Technology, Mitch.
Just a brief report. Everyone received notes. I'm waiting, Roseanne, for the confetti to come down, but okay. From-
They're actually good notes.
Thank you, thank you.
He didn't write
She
it.
qualified.
No, I did write them, as a matter of fact, Mr. Friedman. They were written by me. I appreciate that. Can we censor him? Thank you. Anyway, I'll just pull out a couple of highlights that I think are important to talk about. It was a very exciting year on the technology side. We've had a lot of great reports at this table, and I'm real proud of the work that was done both from our technology group, from Brian Walker and his folks, as well as our master technology folks led by Paul Pinero and Adam Peasy and Janine Gacco. But a couple things. It'll be an exciting summer, and we'll be replacing, especially in the high school, all switches with faster networks, having more access points. Basically, that means every room in the high school will have an access point, which means better internet, better speed, and allows for the instructional curriculum to work even better. We're real excited about that. Also, I learned recently through Paul that our district is participating in an innovative New Jersey inaugural, it's called Innovative New Jersey, is that the right name of it? Innovate NJ Community. It's a new program which has to do with getting best practices statewide, which I'm real excited about. We're doing some great things here we can brag about, but there's some other districts that are doing some also real exciting things that we're going to learn about, which is great. Edline continues to have their big rollover through the summer, and we're excited to see the next steps there. And something else that will be coming this fall, hopefully, will be something that was talked about in the tech committee for a while, which was the concept of a Genius Bar. It won't be called a Genius Bar, but something along the lines of an instructional tech center, which will give students an opportunity to help other students as well as staff with all forms of technology, and might even qualify for some independent study, and it'll be a volunteer program, but that should be starting this fall, which we're also very excited about. I mentioned Edline, and we're just real excited about everything that's happening, and also Facebook will be coming this fall, and we're just happy to
Couldn't wait to
mention
say
that.
that.
Well, just throwing that in. Thank everybody on the board for seeing that the need, and I'm excited about that. And I'm especially excited to see how it all works with Edline and the new website. So, if anyone has any questions, if not, we're excited about what's happening.
Thank you. Okay. With that, I'd ask the board to note the notes for the record. I would then move to unfinished business. Dana, just a quick question I meant to ask back when we were talking about the roofs. All the building roofs work, other than the ones that were done last summer, which was the high school, Roosevelt and Washington. That will all start like the end of this week?
Tuesday, next
Okay,
Tuesday.
next Tuesday.
Yeah, staff is in on Monday of
Okay.
next week.
Okay.
So they're all starting Tuesday. That doesn't mean that work is actually going to start at every school on Tuesday, because we have 2 contractors that'll be working on every building.
Okay.
So they have given us schedules, and we are meeting with the principals to give them the schedules, and they'll be starting though Tuesday in district.
Okay. And parents with kids that go to the school rec programs should check with the rec department in case their kids have been moved to a different location.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Anything else under unfinished business?
Do we have to do anything on our appeal from last week?
Yes, going into private session, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't sure on the timing of the vote.
You're right, has to be the next meeting.
It's not really unfinished business, but I also want to give a shout out to the members of the press that have been covering us this year. Thank you both from the leader and from Alternative Press. We appreciate it because it's important to get the word to the public as well as our exciting video work that's done every week. Thank you for attending these meetings. Appreciate it.
All right, new business. Liaison reports. I would then recognize the public for questions and/or comments on any topic. All right, seeing no one come to the podium, I would ask the board to approve the following resolutions. Resolved that the Board of Education move into private session for the purpose of discussing matters rendered confidential by state and federal law, personnel, pending or anticipated litigation, and pending or anticipated contract negotiations. And be it further resolved that any discussion held by the board which need not remain confidential, and the results of the discussion will be made public as soon as practicable. Have a second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? We are moving to private session.